Hello, Kuma here. I want to talk to you about the development of Sports Ball and what we're doing with it. So we released Sports Ball last week, and I'm sort of interested in doing a post-release series of vlogs about what we're doing as a company and what we're doing with the game, planned updates and things like that. Hopefully I have resolved the double recording issue that I just had going on, and this will be a clean video for people to watch, so here's hoping. Anyways, if you don't know, I'm Ned. I go by Kuma online. I'm one of the developers on Sports Ball. Primarily, I handle our business development, so financial, legal, marketing, keeping an eye on the prize. I do all the things that don't directly involve coding. Austin Montville does all of our development. He does our design work. He didn't do our sound. We hired 2 contractors to do our sound for Sports Ball, but he did all of the art, all of the programming, all of that stuff. So, I mean, presumably you've played Sports Ball at this point, and you may have run into the same problem that we have had recently, and it's a problem that Sean Long helped point out to us. Sean goes by @SeanLong85 on Twitter, is a reviewer with NintendoEnthusiast.com, and he recently did a review on Sports Ball. And the title of the review is A Cult Game for College Dorm Rooms, a Sports Ball review. And he goes on to describe the game and how it plays and what it's about. And then he finishes up by giving a pros and cons list. And the pros are a frantic and fantastic local multiplayer experience, crisp and fast graphics, each character has unique attributes. The cons are no real single player experience and no online gameplay. And his final score is a 7.5 out of 10. And he's right, and it's a very fair review, and at no point during the review did I think, oh man, he's going to give us a 10. I mean, there are problems with the game. There are things that we recognize are issues within the game. And it's an appropriate number, I suppose, to give it. If you were rating it, I'm curious to know what Sean's rating would be if he looked at it as it's just a multiplayer, like compared to other multiplayer games or local multiplayer games especially. Where does it rate? Is it still a 7.5? Does it go up higher? But overall as a game, and in general, I think Sean just reviewed it as a game, it's probably worth about a 7.5 right now. There is no real single player mode. There is no way to really get into the game unless you have friends around you. And to an extent, we designed the game that way. We wanted it to be a game that you can bring to parties. We wanted it to be a game that you can have be something that is sort of a centerpiece, yet not the centerpiece of a gathering that everybody can watch and enjoy, or just some people can watch and enjoy. I mean, we wanted it to be something that was a good experience for a group of people. So with that in mind, I think we succeeded, but there's still problems with the game. And it's a problem that Austin and I have talked about, and it boils down to the fact that there is no single-player experience. I mean, there's Rally Ball, and Rally Ball is designed as a training tool to help you learn how to play a bird and how to score with a bird, but that still doesn't really, teach you the fundamentals of the game. It doesn't give you something to strive for particularly. I mean, yes, there are, you can get wings in it. You for clearing certain amounts of waves in a Rally Ball mode on a stadium. It doesn't matter which bird, it's just this quantity of waves. You'll score, bronze, silver, gold, wings. And it serves that purpose. I've used Rally Ball to get really good with a lot of the birds. There are a couple birds I'm no good with, and there are a couple birds that can't play Rally Ball, the Resplendent Quetzal being one of them. And that just has to do with how they're designed in the game. But I've used Rally Ball to get, ludicrously good with maybe 10 of the 16 birds. That being said, there's still no single player option. That is something that is a hardcore enthusiast, as a tester, is a convenient way for me to test the game, is a convenient way for me to learn how to score with a bird, but that doesn't give me, a truly single player experience. We've rallied, pardon the pun, we've rallied back and forth on what we want to do for a single player experience. We really wanted to put online gameplay into the game. Turns out that's exceedingly difficult. I don't help with the code at all. I have nothing to do with that. So anything that we have to do that is a game change falls squarely on Austin. And he said, it's going to take me at least 6 months, probably going to take me 8 months, which could mean up to a year to put in online. And we didn't have the time. We had to release when we did. We can't afford to just put this game be a game that is in development forever. That's not something that we can do. We had to have a ship title for the company. I mean, we had to have something going. All our eggs aren't in this game, although it is a large expenditure in our time. We do have more projects upcoming, but at the moment, Sports Ball is it for us. So we've been thinking. So originally, our idea was that post-launch, we were going to have Austin develop some of the maps, further develop and get all of the maps that we wanted to put into the game, and we dropped that as map pack DLC. But the single player conundrum has been something that we've been talking about lately, and then Sean brought it up, and then it came up again when Austin was doing something last night, and it's sort of a big deal. It's a big deal because it makes the game unapproachable. It's a big deal because people expect to be able to spend $10 in the game and be able to get some single-player experience and some multiplayer experience. I mean, yes, this is a game you can spend less than the price of a large pizza on and get some fun for a group of friends over the course of a month, meeting up every Friday. And 4 Fridays in a month. Some of them even have 5, but say 4 Fridays in a month, you're spending about $250 per Friday to have entertainment for you and 3 friends or 4 friends. That's not bad. But it'd be nice if you could have something to do on those off days. And it'd be nice if we had some way to do that. Because at the moment, we don't. At the moment, we can't actually put in a single-player experience. Even though we have ideas on how we might want to do it, there have been calls for AI or botting. It's been discussed in the studio to have like a campaign mode if we can develop a nice AI system. It's been discussed in studio on whether or not we can do a target mode or a speed run with like dummy birds, but we can't. At the moment, it is actually impossible for us to do this. And so right now, what Austin has decided to do, and I support him 100% on this, he's going to go fix the replay system. Because the reason we can't put in anything, the reason we can't do anything at all to really significantly change the game at the moment, is because of a requirement that Nintendo has, which is save data must continue to work with the game no matter what. Whether you patched or not patched, save data has to work. And at the moment, save data won't work because the way we integrate and use save data in our game is in the replay system, and then the replay system can't handle new functionality. So if we put in, say, a new game mode or a new game type or a solo mode, the replay system will break. So what has to happen before we can do any of that is Austin has to go back in and he has to remake a new system. Remake's the wrong word. He has to make a new system that can integrate the old system into it or read the old system's data. So when he makes a new system, hopefully he's going to be able to make one that can accept new inputs relatively quickly, and that's what he's working on right now, and that's what he's decided is absolutely critical to the game. Because even if we could magically pull netcode out of nowhere tomorrow, we couldn't integrate it into the Wii U release until we fix this. Even if oh man, what's her name? There's a woman who does the AI for Rockets, and she's really good at it. Even if she was just like, oh hey, here this AI code was basically drag and drop into your game, just assign it to a bird sprite and it'll work. It wouldn't work because we couldn't ship that. We wouldn't be able to put it as DLC. We wouldn't be able to do it as a patch. There's nothing that we could do to make it hit Nintendo standards and be a valid patch or expansion to the game without fixing the replay system. So that's what he's doing. What I'm doing is slightly less interesting, but at the moment I'm, hounding people for reviews. So I'm emailing folk, I'm talking with them on Twitter. Anytime that we get any feedback, I try to collate it. We try to pass it back and forth, and then I'm talking with other Nintendo developers about trying to, work as a unit, as a collaborative unit, as opposed to working at cross purposes with each other, because there's no reason to do that. We all get along really well. The ones that I've met and some of the ones that I haven't met, in person but only through email, we all get along really well and have really helpful advice for all of our various specialties. So that's really cool. Also working on doing merch, which is not something that we have a ton of money for, but Kareem, our sound guy, really wants to get in on starting to do the design so that when we do have money for it, or we can do like short orders, just so everything is ready so that we can explore that possibility. And then we're also working on translating the game into Japanese and getting a translation system in-game so that we can just sub out the text. Right now we have somebody working on a Japanese translation. In about a month, most likely I'll be looking for people who can do a Spanish and a French translation. I have been offered a Portuguese translation by somebody, the aid of a friend, And then I have somebody set up to do a Russian, German, and Polish translation as well. So, oh, and I'd love an Italian version. If you know somebody who speaks Italian who'd be interested in doing some translating work, email me. So, on that note, we love your feedback. We love all the feedback that we get. We love hearing from people. Like, that's what makes our job worth doing. When somebody has a great time with our game, we love hearing that. When you want to see something else in the game, we love hearing that too. We can't always do it, but we'll always try to respond and tell you why. And even if you think the game sucks, we still want to know, because we want to make our games better. When we want to make games that are, a better experience for a large variety of players. So you can always reach out to us. You can either comment on our videos. It will take me a little while to get back to them because YouTube is not my primary method of communication. You can email us, questions@2dx.com. That's TOODX.com. And questions with an S. So it's multiple questions. That's our email. That's our catch-all email account. That's also what press can send us things to if they don't have one of our personal accounts. You can contact us on Twitter. We are at TOO_DX. That's the business account. And then Austin has a personal account at PIIDX. We're on Reddit. Let's see. I think I'm Kuma_TOO_DX because Reddit had somebody who was Kuma2DX already. And I think Austin is Pickles, PICKLES. Capital IDX. Although I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'll try to put a link down below. So any way that you want to, basically, contact us. We want to hear what you have to say. Yeah. No, I mean, that's why we make games, is to have good experiences and to bring good experiences to new players. And we really think that everybody's opinion matters. So, yeah, awesome. If you have any suggestions as to what we should do, if you have any suggestions or places where you'd like to see sports ball, if you have anybody who you think would be, enjoy the game or enjoy listening to the devlogs or the post-release dev vlogs, follow us, tweet us out, share us with people. We love hearing it. We love getting new opinions and new feedback. And it's been a wild and crazy ride, and thank you guys so much. So this is Kuma, and I'm out.